Hello guys, welcome to Kolkata Business Analytics Group. Today in this video, we are going to see how to create a SharePoint list. So currently on my screen, you can see we have a SharePoint site. This is the home page of the site. And this is how it looks. So in order to create a new SharePoint list, we need to navigate to the site contents page. And on this page, we would be getting option to create a new SharePoint list. So you can see over the option here is called new. So once I click on this button, I'll get the option to create a new SharePoint list. So let's click on this list. So now a pop-up page would appear. And you can see here we have several options to create a list. So you can see the first three options is saying create a blank list. Then the second option is create list from Excel. So if you have already a template defined and also you have some data in that Excel, then you can upload the Excel and you can use that to create a SharePoint list. And then the third option is to create list from an existing list. So suppose you already have an existing list which you are using, and in that list you already have added some items which you want to reuse. In that case, this option is very useful. Apart from that, Microsoft has provided several templates based on specific use cases. For example, we can see issue tracker, then employee onboarding. So all the metadata related to these processes would be available in this list. So let's explore the first option here. We would go with a blank list. So I'm clicking on this option. So here I have to provide the name of the list. So I would call it an employee list. So you can see this name field is only mandatory. Description is not mandatory. And then there is third option, which is saying that show insight navigation. So if you keep this option checked, then this list would appear, as a shortcut option over here in this site navigation panel. So but we don't want to do this. So let's uncheck this and click on create. So once I click on create, it will take a few seconds and create the SharePoint list for us. So now you can see a new page on which the SharePoint list is created. And by default, there would be one column named title would be created. So if you want to add another columns to this list, so you can do that by using this option. So let's go ahead and create another option. So I will select a single line of text and I will name it as email. So there is no need to give description. It is not mandatory. If you want, you can type in the description also. Now we need to select the type of the data. So you can see there are so many different types of data that is available here: single line of text, multiple line of text, or whether your column is a number. Otherwise, it is a choice option whether yes or no. So for email, we will be using single line of text. And if you want it to have any default value, then you can enter the default value as well. But in our case, we don't have any default value. So we'll just say save. So now you can see that this email column or field is now available in our KBAG employee list. Now let's go and create another list that would be our employee number. So for that also we will be choosing single line of text and we'll name it as employee number. Now click on save. So guys, now you can see that how easy it is to create a SharePoint list, and based on your requirement and the different type of data that you would be needing in your list, you can create the list accordingly. So now we have the structure of the list created. Now we want to add some data in this list. So how would we add data into this list? So there are options to do that as well. We need to create on this new option. So this new option will provide us a new form basically where we need to input the data. And in the email section, we'll also enter the email, a simple value. And in the employee number, we would say, let's give a 6-digit employee number. And guys, you can see here, there is another option to add some attachment. Remember, we didn't created this option, but what SharePoint does is it would provide you this option automatically. So now let's click on save. So now you can see that we have one row available here in our SharePoint list. And in a similar way, we can, create several items or rows in the SharePoint list. So if you have some data already available in your Excel sheet, then you can do the copy paste also. And in order to do that, you have to go to edit in grid view. So edit in grid view option gives you to add data in a bulk mode. So it's kind of opens up a spreadsheet view where you can type in all the details at once. So let me show you that one as well. Now I will show you how we can paste the data. So I will just click inside the cell at the top and I will select it. Then I will press Ctrl C and copy it, and I can simply paste it over here. Similarly, I can enter the data manually in this section also. Now I can select this whole row and press Ctrl C. Now it is copied, and then I can do a Ctrl V inside this one after adding a new item. So you saw how easy it is to add data in a SharePoint list. Even in the bulk view also you can use the copy and paste option. So once you are done with this, you can click on exit grid view and all your data would be saved. So if you want to share this link, share this list with your team members, then you can just copy this link here from the address bar in the browser, and you can share it with your team members for further use. Otherwise, if you want to use this list as a data collection input form, then what you need to do is you need to share the link of this form here. So you will use this option, copy link, and you'll be sharing this link with your team members. So once they open this link in a new tab or a new browser, then they will be able to see only the form. And once they enter the data into this form and they submit it, the data would be available to us for analysis. So guys, that's all about SharePoint list for today in this video. Thank you. Bye bye.